It's Amber. Welcome you back to another week of our movie talk. You already know what it is. We're going to talk about new releases, what I'm watching, as well as go over last week's top 5 movies, as well as to see how well I did on my predictions. Let's go! Hello new subscribers and welcome! I know there's not a lot of you, but I just wanted to take this moment to thank every one of you for sticking around and subscribing and giving me the space to do what I've always loved doing my entire life, which is talk about movies. So I really do appreciate you guys coming and watching me talking away. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and here we go. Alright, so there's 3 new wide releases this weekend, which are The Green Knight, Jungle Cruise, and Stillwater. Jungle Cruise is probably the most recognizable of the 3 because it's a Disney film that they've been advertising like crazy, and the film is inspired by the Disney ride with the same name, which stars Emily Blunt and Dwayne Johnson. I don't think I have to say much more of that. I'm sure you guys have seen the ads. Next one up is The Green Knight, which I'm sure I've seen the trailer. I just can't really remember what it's actually about. The only thing I do remember is Dev Patel is in it, and I love him. He's an amazing actor, so if anything, that would be the reason why I go see it. But Wikipedia says, King Arthur's headstrong nephew embarks on a daring quest to confront the Green Knight, a mysterious giant who appears at Camelot. Risking his head, he sets off on an epic adventure to prove himself before his family and court. What I do remember of the trailer is it looks amazing. Like, the visuals of it is amazing, and Dev Patel, like I said, is an amazing actor, so I feel like it would be a very fun movie to watch. I don't think I'll be going to see it right away, but I know down the line I will probably watch it because I love him. And then there's the movie Stillwater, which stars Matt Damon. I did watch the trailer a few months ago despite my dislike for Matt Damon. And I'm not a big fan of Matt Damon. Anyone that knows me knows I can't stand Matt Damon. I just don't like his vibe. He's that kid in school that was super like hyped at like 7 o'clock in the morning every damn day. The ones you wanted to punch in the face because you know you're like half asleep and they're like, oh, how are you? I'm great. Did you do your homework? And I'm just like, stop. Yeah, that's Matt Damon. I do not care that he's from Boston. I feel like he was that kid and he's that kid in adulthood on the screen. I have history with opinions on Matt Damon. Sorry, not sorry.
I'm trying to get my little girl out of jail. That's all I give a damn about.
Ooh, I love Focus though. And DreamWorks. Like Stillwater, Oklahoma? Wait, what?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened? Matt Damon about to get his ass beat in a different country. Oh, what just happened?
She's my little girl.
Oh, it is Stillwater, Oklahoma. All American Reject, shout out. It wasn't bad. Not that I was expecting it to be bad, because Matt actually usually picks pretty good parts for himself, but there's nothing about it except for me at least, would be the actors in it that would make me want to go see it. And since it's mainly Matt Damon, I'm probably not gonna see it. And I mean, the movie actually does look really interesting. It's pretty much about this father who travels from Oklahoma to France to save his estranged daughter who is imprisoned for a murder she didn't commit. Which, reading those words, sounds really familiar to the Amanda Knox situation, which if you don't know what that is, I googled it, and apparently this movie is partly based off of that situation. And there actually is a really good documentary about her whole case on Netflix. I think it's still on Netflix. I watched it on Netflix a couple years back, and I believe it's called Amanda Knox. If you are at all interested in that case, you should definitely look into that. It's a really interesting watch. But back to the movie Stillwater. Despite Matt Damon being in it, I will probably go see it. I'm just not going to rush out to see it in theaters. I might just actually watch it at home at some point. Who knows? But I do love Abigail Breslin. I believe that's how you say her name. She's a really good actress. She has been ever since she was a kid. But I'm definitely not rushing out to see it. But it does look interesting. So you should check it out if you're interested. Alright, so moving on to what have I been watching? So most of you should already know if you watched the videos from last week. It was Robin Williams' birthday, so I did end up not chickening out and watching Bicentennial Man. But it was just like I predicted. I was doing fine watching the movie, and then that ending happened and I thought I was going to be able to do it, and I got knocked down into the feels and it was game over. That movie is just It's so upliftingly heartbreaking. I don't know how else to explain it. You should really check it out if you've never seen it. Oh my god, that Celine Dion song killed me in the credits. Oh my god. So I want to know, did you end up watching a Robin Williams movie last weekend? Tell me down below in the comments. And since no one got the 4 film / TV shows that Robin Williams is known for on IMDb correct, I'm just gonna go ahead and shout out, hi, my name's Chris, because he got 2 of the 4 right. So good job, Chris. The actual answers, if you haven't looked on his IMDb profile, were Mork and Mindy, Good Morning Vietnam, which I was like, okay, I mean, it's a good movie, but oh, okay. Good Will Hunting, which makes sense because he won an Oscar for it, and Mrs. Doubtfire, because duh. If you liked this game, maybe we could do like a live stream sometime soon and we could play rounds of this. If that sounds cool, like this video and comment down below that you want to play what 4 movies TV show is this celebrity known for. That should be fun, actually. Oh yeah, that should be fun. Other movies I watched this week was Amazon Prime's The Lie and Netflix's Fatherhood. I should say finally watched because they've both been on my to watch list for a little bit. The Lie more than Fatherhood, but hey, I finally did it. So The Lie, as quoted by IMDb, is about a father and daughter on their way to dance camp when they spot the girl's best friend on the side of the road. When they stop to offer the friend a ride, their good intentions soon result in terrible consequences. Sounds really crazy. I saw the trailer for it first, obviously, and it looked interesting. It's just I kept forgetting that it existed on Amazon until I was on there last week. I was like, oh yeah, I should finally watch that. I thought the movie was actually pretty good overall. It gives you like this eerie, tense feeling of what is actually happening. Like, are they actually doing this? Which then makes you question yourself the whole time watching it. Like, how would I react in this type of situation? Like, what would I do? There's great acting all around, which I completely expected with the cast that they had. It's got my boy Peter Sarsgaard in it. Not to be mistaken for the Skarsgård, although it sounds the same. Brothers, it's Peter Sarsgaard. I don't know. I've been watching him since The Man in the Iron Mask for obvious reasons. He's just a really good actor, especially in Boys Don't Cry. Oh my god, I hated him in that movie. And Joey King, I've actually, the past year or so, I've added her to my watch, like follow her career type of thing, because I really think she can act. We just don't mention the kissing booth mishaps, because what exactly is that? And yes, I've watched 2 of those already, and I know there's another one coming. It's just like, why are you still making these kissing booth movies? But I digress. The Lie was really good. If you're interested in like a creepy, like what are they doing? Like what happened to the girl type of thriller, mystery type of things, and definitely check it out. Fatherhood, on the other hand, it gives you like a out of left field type of beginning where you're just like in your feelings. You're like, I came here for laughs. It's got Kevin Hart in it. Like, why are we not laughing right now? And then like after that, they were just like all over the place. I just couldn't make sense out of anything that was actually happening. I really struggled to want to finish watching the movie. That's kind of how bad it was for me. Mainly because of the plot holes and more importantly, the time skips. Like they weren't at all like explaining the time skips. And I'm like, I need to know how he survived raising a newborn with his big boy job, because you didn't explain anything, you know. Asking for a friend. I don't know, it was just kind of disappointing because I actually thought Kevin Hart did a really good job acting in a more serious and dramatic role, because you know everyone knows him as the loud, obnoxious, funny guy. But even like the chemistry he had with the young actress that played his daughter, it was just really good acting. I was very surprised. But overall though, there are a few laughs, and again, the acting was actually decent, but the laughs and the acting doesn't really help save the flow of the whole movie as a whole. I mean, go ahead and watch it if you want to watch it, but don't really expect too much. I feel like there's other versions of this type of movie that's been done before that are better. So yeah, check it out if you want to. I'm definitely glad that I watched it, and I'll probably go watch Fatherhood with Patrick Swayze because I love that movie. Alright, so that's it for movies. Let's get into TV, because there's a lot. Oh my god. First up, I am currently in the process of catching up with The Walking Dead season 10. I only have 4 left, and they've just been sitting on my DVR for months. I don't really have much to say about it except to rant, which any long-term watching Walking Dead fan probably does on the weekly basis for this show, because I feel like ever since Glenn was killed, the plot just kind of slowly took a nosedive. Granted, don't get me wrong, there has been some like spikes like, oh, that's cool, oh hell yeah, I'm ready for this. But then I feel like it really took a nosedive now that Rick Grimes is gone. I mean, that was it for me. I'm like, I feel like I don't have a reason to watch this. Yeah, I love Norman Reedus, aka Daryl, but Rick Grimes is my boy and he's gone, and I can't care about his daughter or Michonne. I love Michonne, but not as much as Rick. So it's hard for me to want to watch the show, is what I'm saying. Also, I'm kind of tired of them doing these episodes where they just focus on one, or if we're lucky, two characters the entire episode, and they just go through the whole season like that. Like, every episode is a different character and something that they're going through, and then right up until the end of the season, they'll have like this big buildup of this battle, and then nothing really happens, and it cliffhangs on something not really cool, and that's it. So I watched episode 19 and 20. I don't even really remember what 20 was about. I might actually have to rewatch it. But all I know is like Princess and Eugene, and I forgot what the other girl's name is because I don't really care, come upon like, I guess a military situation, and they get locked into these little train cars, and then Princess is trying to communicate, but a bunch of stuff doesn't actually really happen, but it happens, and I'm just like, okay, cool. Is this season almost over? The cool thing about episode 19 though is Robert Patrick showed up in it, and I love him even though he's terrifying. To all you 90s babies and 80s kids, like, you know, he haunted your dreams of chasing you because he was the bad Terminator in Terminator 2. So yeah, I have 2 more episodes left of this season, so I'm hoping like something cool happens, and I'm like, cool. Which starts in October, I believe, is the final season. I know a trailer just dropped because of Comic-Con, but I haven't watched it yet because it probably has spoilers, so I have to finish the dang season first. But oh, and then there's Fear the Walking Dead I'm behind on, obviously, because I didn't know it came back in April. And then that new season I guess I'll have to watch. Just oh my god, so much TV for Walking Dead too. Oh my god. Alright, so last week, remember how I said it takes me forever to watch Shark Week? Well, I've watched 2 more. Moving on. I really need to like count how many I actually have to watch total. You guys will see why it takes so long. So I watched Crikey, it's Shark Week, and Shark Awakens Fred vs. Slash. Shark Awakens Fred vs. Slash is about these 2 Australian great white sharks that are massive, and it's like this little cute competitive program they made for these 2 great whites. They wanted to see who probably would be the king of those oceans. So yeah, it ended up being a draw. They're like, they're both cool. I'm like, ooh. But bro, the Olympics started. Are you watching? Comment down below and tell me which sports you're watching, because I always watch gymnastics. I've been watching gymnastics since '96 for obvious reasons. That's my favorite year. Mainly for this Olympics, I've only been able to do highlights right now since they're in Tokyo and they have weird live time schedules. And because I was trying to figure out a way to watch the Olympics live coverage, I signed up for the free version of the Peacock streaming service, which, oh my god, there's so many TV shows. Including this original Peacock documentary series called Golden, the journey of USA's elite gymnasts, which I'm obsessed with right now. If I didn't stop myself yesterday, I would have watched all 6 episodes, but I've only watched 3 so far. It's a 6-part docu-series following the journey of 5 elite American gymnasts as they head to the Olympic trials, offering a glimpse of the rarely seen moments that high-level athletes endure in their personal lives, training, and competitions. And I mean, who doesn't want to watch a documentary about Laurie Hernandez? I love her. She's just bubbly, and I know she's not bubbly all the time, but I just like her energy. I liked her energy in the last Olympics because I believe she was also the youngest. I had a lot of Dominic Mucciano vibes coming off of her, so I was here for it. And she's just so cute. Either way, if you're super into watching elite level gymnastics, definitely check this out. It's on Peacock. And again, there is a free version of Peacock. I didn't know that. I thought you had to just pay for it, but hey, I'm getting to watch this cool show now. I finally started the HBO documentary I'll Be Gone in the Dark, which has been on my radar to watch for a while now. It's a 7-episode documentary. Again, it's on HBO Max. And according to IMDb, says a documentary about Michelle McNamara, which is Patton Oswalt's late wife, finds a new obsession in the East Area Rapists, or EAR, who terrorized California in the 1970s and 80s, responsible for 50 home invasion rapes and 12 murders. I actually already knew about this case. Like, I've watched so many Datelines and other specials and documentaries about this case. This person is better known as the Golden State Killer. And the reason why I've watched so many like docu-series and shows and whatnot is because he was actually caught recently, like a few years back. And it's so fascinating because he was caught pretty much because of using genetic oh my god, this is a tongue twister, genetic genealogy. And what that means is like think websites like 23andMe and DNA Ancestry. They use the DNA family trees from those sites to track down relatives of his that they had DNA from the crime scene, and that's how they found him. How cool is that? It's believed to be the first high-profile case that was solved with this kind of DNA, and I don't know, it just gives me a lot of hope to think of how many cold cases they could actually start to solve with this kind of science, and I think that's amazing. But anyways, I've only watched 1 episode, so I'm not too far into it. And again, I pretty much know a lot about this case already, so I'll keep you guys updated on how it goes. Finally, I finished season 2 of Too Hot to Handle. All 10 episodes. First, can I say, yo, I didn't like Tabitha. Like, did you guys, if you're watching this, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Tabitha, she came in late in the game, and all she did was cause problems. Like, why did they keep her around? They kept sending people away, and she clearly didn't want to do anything but just like mess around with people. I'm like, the whole time I'm like, send her home. Oh my god. The only plus side with Tabitha being there is the fact that she put Chase's ego in check, because he's like dropped Carly, which was rude, and was all like, yeah, me and Tabitha are so much alike, and then she's like, actually I don't want anything serious. I'm like, that's what you get, that's karma. It's karma. Bye. As crazy as these people were that I pretty much said they were a couple of videos back, I feel like this season had way more progress. Like, there was just so many emotional breakthroughs, especially for like my boy Cam, Marvin, and Carly. In the end of the season, I was really shipping Cam and Emily to stay together, so I will not confirm nor deny that I was a little bit misty eyes, bars, when Cam asked Emily if she wanted to be his girlfriend. I was so happy for that. I was like, oh my god, it's so cute. Either way, I'm not expecting any of the couples that ended at that last episode to still be together once they hit the real world with real problems, but there's no denying that Cam and Emily were feeling some real feelings for each other, and it was just really cute to watch. Not to say that Melinda and Marvin didn't either, but I don't know, I just felt like Marvin was more in it for the right reasons than Melinda was. Melinda, for me, it just felt more like a control thing. I mean, this is just my opinion, and I haven't watched any updates, so I don't know who is and isn't still together, but I wouldn't be surprised if Melinda and Marvin aren't together anymore, but that Cam and Emily are. It's just, I'm just calling it like I see it. They just seemed more on the same level, whereas Marvin and Melinda weren't. Like, I felt like Marvin was more on the mature level where that relationship was, and Melinda wasn't yet. So, either way, it's still trashy TV. I had fun watching that trashy TV, so now it's on to the next trashy TV show. I just have to find it first. Whew, that was a long recap of what I'm watching. I'm starting to think that maybe I should just make it its own video every week or every other week. Comment down below and let me know what you think, because should I make what I'm watching bi-weekly or even monthly or weekly? I don't know if I could do another weekly video. But maybe like bi-weekly or monthly? I don't know, comment down below and let me know what you guys think. Also, while you're down there commenting your opinions that I can't wait to read, let me know if you're going to go watch any of the new movie releases or any of the current release movies in theaters or streaming. And let me know what you think if you do. let's go over last weekend's predictions of what I thought the top 5 was going to be for July 23rd through the 25th. Also, I might add, Patrick actually gave me his top 5 predictions as well. So, for number 1, we both picked Snake Eyes. Number 2, I chose Black Widow, but Patrick chose Space Jam 2, or as we all know it, Space Jam: A New Legacy, to come in at number 2. I chose Space Jam: A New Legacy to be number 3, whereas he chose Old to be number 3 because it opened last weekend. And I chose Old to be number 4, and he chose Black Widow to be number 4. And then for number 5, I chose Escape Room Tournament of Champions, and he chose Fast 9 to come in at number 5. Let's see how good we did. Let's start with the changes for the top 10 for last weekend, which was July 23rd through the 25th. We're only saying goodbye to one movie this week, and that's Cruella. She came in at number 13, and last week she was number 9, and after 9 weeks on the top 10, in and about the top 10, and holding on to that number 5 spot for a while, she's finally out of the 10. So, see you on Disney Plus, Cruella. Moving on to the rest of the top 10. At number 9 was A Quiet Place Part 2, and last week it was number 7, so you might be next. That makes me sad, but I mean, this is your 9th week. Look what happened to Cruella. Number 8 was The Forever Purge, and the week before that it was at number 6. That, again, like we've talked about the last couple of weeks, I didn't expect it to stay in the top 10 for very long, so you could see that now. Coming in at number 7 was Boss Baby Family Business. The previous week it was at number 5, and since there's so many family movies in the top 10 now, it's gonna slowly decline because now we have Space Jam and, well, I say so many movies, but I'm thinking about this coming weekend. It's just really this and Space Jam, I think. With this coming weekend, it's definitely bounced out of the top 10, but right now it's number 7, so. And the last change at number 6 is Escape Room Tournament of Champions. The previous week it was at number 3, and again, just like Forever Purge, I don't expect that to be in the top 10 for very long, so it's making its way down. Alright, now for the top 5 for July 23rd through the 25th. Let's see how terrible we did. At number 5 was Fast and Furious 9, making $4 million, and was at number 4 the previous week, so Patrick got that one right. I did not. At number 4 is Space Jam: A New Legacy, making $9 million, and was number 1 the previous weekend because it opened. See what I'm saying? Like, I knew Space Jam was just gonna be like, you know, I'm just gonna go. And that's what it's doing. So neither one of us got that one right. Number 3 was Black Widow, making $11 million, and it was number 2 the previous weekend. So that kind of makes sense with being that there's 2 new movies, so she might bounce back. Neither one of us got that one right. Number 2 was Snake Eyes, coming in with its opening weekend, making $13 million. I don't know, I feel like that one is probably going to be the highest it's going to stay, and then it'll just slowly go down as well. But we'll see. Which leaves number 1. Coming in on its opening weekend, making $16 million, is the movie Old. What did we learn from this top 5? Never ever underestimate M. Night Shyamalan. Seriously though, I was gonna pick Old for number 1, but then I don't know how well he's perceived anymore with the crowd, so I didn't think with everything that's going on that people would rush out to see his movie. Well, I was wrong, so. Also, I know I keep reading in the news about how people are like, oh my god, the box office numbers were so low this past weekend. I'm like, first of all, there is another round of COVID going on right now, but more importantly, the Olympics are happening, so yeah, of course people are going to stay home and watch that. Either way, all I'm saying is it makes sense to me why those numbers are low, so. Now on to our predictions for July 30th through August 1st, which is this upcoming weekend. It's not a tough weekend to decide, it's just now that I've been connected to these films for so long, it's hard to like place where they should go, especially since I haven't seen a lot of these yet, so let's give it a shot. Both me and Patrick say that Jungle Cruise is going to be number 1 this coming weekend. I chose Old to be number 2, and Patrick thinks that Green Knight is going to be number 2, which opens this coming weekend. Jungle Cruise opens this weekend too, just to clarify. Number 3, I chose Black Widow to come in at number 3, and Patrick chose Old to be number 3. I chose Snake Eyes as to drop in at number 4, whereas Patrick thinks that Stillwater will debut for its opening weekend at number 4. I don't know, it's Bicentennial Man. And at number 5, I chose Space Jam: A New Legacy. Who knows, it might dip below that. And Patrick thinks Black Widow is going to be number 5. So those are our predictions for this coming weekend. I'm going to go ahead and pin them down in one of the comments. So if you want to jump down there and give us your own predictions for this upcoming weekend, definitely do that. We want to see what they are. A little friendly competition. Well, y'all, that is a wrap for this week's movie talk. As well as TV, because I've been watching a lot of TV lately. If you had fun today, like, subscribe. We want to see you back here and talk. Let's talk. And jump down in the comments and let's chat some more. But more importantly, guys, until next time, be safe, be well, always be silly, and as always, please do me this huge favor and just tell your mother I said hello.